Today on Bots or Us,
I have a problem though.
the grey gold appears. I struggle to speak.
Ew.
Make an announcement.
We're starting.
Get inspected. Pour liquid stone.
This is going so good.
More inspections. Reveal a magic mix. Yell at my dad.
Du står foran med laser.
Drill a hole. Shake a stick.
But that's the way the concrete pours. Hi YouTube, I'm Mark from Denmark, and today we are pouring concrete. It's very, very incredibly exciting. This was supposed to be done 2 months ago, but I decided to remove all the walls. I decided to do everything possible to get to the edges of this floor so we can save as much energy as possible. If you have seen concrete videos before, or if you are an American, you are going to see something different today, because we do it a little bit different in Denmark. Well, at least I do it differently. I have different goals for what we want the concrete to do. Or at least I do. Usually, when you see concrete poured, it is completely done the first day. The Americans are very concerned when they're doing concrete about the surface finish. And it is mostly we get there, we do it, and we leave, and the job's done. That's not how this works. My only concern is the concrete not cracking. Normally you'd see a concrete truck arrive and they put an accelerator in the concrete, so they have about an hour and a half, and the concrete starts to set. We don't do that here so much. Or maybe the professional guys do it, but we just don't do it. I haven't seen accelerators used, and we're not doing it. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to mix the concrete ourselves. It's going to be nice and slow, and then we're going to level it as good as we can. And then we're going to, I don't know the English word for it, we call it sheething. We're going to jut it with this tool here. And then you just, while the concrete is super wet, like even the next day, the concrete is not gonna be completely walkable. It's gonna cure, not dry, but cure very slowly. And that is going to ensure that the concrete does not crack. The concrete not cracking is important to me. I have little to no care about the surface finish of the concrete, because after the concrete has cured for 2 weeks or something, we're gonna grind it with a special diamond head grinder, and that is going to give us the surface finish of a nice concrete floor, and like the cut stones is gonna look really nice. So this is going to be a little bit different if you have watched concrete videos before, but I guess that's good. You're gonna see something new today. There's not a concrete crew coming. I have done this 3 times before. I don't really know a lot about it. And it's one of those things that if you mess it up, you really mess it up. I have my friend coming, Mark, the guy who also edits, and he's a machine operator every day. So he's kind of in the business. He's going to be working Barbie and kind of being in charge of the mix. The concrete mix is obviously cement, and then this is a mix of stones and sand, and then we are going to be using a plasticizer that is not mixed in this yet. This is just basic plasticizer. Then we can use 40% less water, or we can make the concrete super floaty. Red Bull floor. I used to have like a really cool saltwater aquarium. So I'm gonna go get one of the pumps. Stir this up. We are now completely ready. Mark has arrived. And we've measured out the bucket with the smaller bucket. Gotten our ratios approximately right. And we're ready to start the first mix. We're gonna start in here, in that corner, and just work our way out here, and end up in the bathroom. We don't know about the weather, if we can do the bedroom, but we'll see. When you do concrete, once you start, you don't stop. So if we don't do a perfect job of filming, we are sorry. But that's the way the concrete pours. Enjoy. We're starting. Let's go. Det syge er, at jeg nærmest ikke putter noget vand i. Jeg har puttet 3 af de der spande i.
Hvor meget skal jeg i?
6.
Der skal da ikke mere vand i hvert fald.
Nej. Men det er fordi det der.
Ja, sygt nok.
Nej. Det her er så meget nemmere.
Nej, jeg vil glemme det.
Nej, men du bliver ved med at spørge, om vi skal have 50 plastikspande. Hvad fanden er det, du vil med alle de spande?
Jeg har så meget udstyr.
Ja, det er bare dejligt, far. Jeg har bare ikke brug for så mange spande. Du står foran med laser. Nu må du lige møde ind på pladsen, ikke?
Det er da fedt, 60 timer, men det er det.
This is going so good.
Der er lige der jo.
Okay. So it is the next morning. This turned out pretty great. Of course, we didn't get the bedroom done because they promised like almost a storm. Oh yeah. Guess what we're doing today? I'm pretty happy with it. There's a spot over there that's a little bit low, and another spot right here that's low, and a little spot over there that's a little bit high. But like I said yesterday, I have little to no concern for the surface finish. All I care about is the concrete not cracking. If you don't know, there are two parts to concrete. Concrete needs to cure and concrete needs to dry out. When you add water to cement, you start a chemical process, and that chemical process needs water to take place. So if you dry out the concrete, you stop the chemical process. That's why I'm keeping this wet, and I'm gonna keep it wet for at least 2 weeks, probably longer, because then the concrete has the necessary water to keep the chemical process going for curing. And after that, we're gonna start out the drying process of getting the moisture out of the concrete. That is the process. So now it's just keeping it wet, keeping it moist, make sure that there's water in it. I'm gonna do this section over here by myself today, now in a minute. So I'm confident that I can just mix it and pour it out slowly. This is not a very big area, so that's what we're doing. One thing I forgot to tell you about. The first cubic meter last night was done when this was turning backwards. This is 3-phase motor. So if you switch around the L2 and the L3, the engine spins the other way. That's why it was making such a horrible noise. Oh, I'm gonna text my dad, telling him I'm doing it now. If you're bored, swing by. He'll be here in 20 minutes. That's my guess. It is the next day. Everything here is wonderful. It's a bit of a low spot right here. A couple of millimeters, that's fine. Now, we are just missing one thing. And that is to fill this with concrete so we can have somewhat of a driveway again. that is it. Very pretty. And it just has to dry, cure for a few days. I have a problem though. To clean that, I need to get it over to this area. Obviously, I cannot roll it. So I have a problem. A stupid problem, but a problem nonetheless. However, I also do have a very powerful excavator and a strap.
Cylinder, der sidder på eller noget. Men jeg er så syg. Forstår ikke. Det er en dårlig lyd.